Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this recap for the Tuesday of the week. And let's go ahead and take a look at price action just like we do every time. Take a look at those levels and kind of figure out what is going on here and what happened today and where we're even at. So I know we're back down below the 90,000. What does that mean? Let's kind of see what's going on. So let's jump on into the charts here. You can see here is the open for us today. Came right up with our triggers like we always do. We also had the one thing, we had an expansion all the way up here to 93,000 on the daily support or resistance area. We did have support right here and they were tight. For the system, the way we actually trade, this was a huge red flag, and a system was basically saying, if this goes down, be careful. It actually has more potential to break out, which, this is the thing of trading and why you trade a system. Mathematically, in the way the system basically called it out, that's what was telling us to stay away from it. Be careful with this. Now, obviously, you can see this traded out. Now, this could have easily just came right back in, grinded up, and snapped out of here. And that's why we stick with the system here. Now, if you wanted to actually trade this, though, we are watching the 15. You did get the 15-minute. This is the classic 15-minute breakdown with the backtest, and then it fails out. That is one of another system that we do use and we talk about quite a bit. Then you're probably asking for targets for it to go to. Basically, this was target 1, 2, 3, and kind of a 4 idea. These are really, it's a debate. This could just be your target 3 down here if you wanted. Regardless, that was a nice play out. That would have been a nice 3-to-1 trade for somebody. There you go. Nice and easy. And you're probably asking, well, how'd you get into it? Well, you could look at it two ways. If you want to be aggressive, you can go to the 5-minute close outside of the trigger and get in. You always put your stop on the 30-minute. So if you're breaking down, it'd be off the 30-minute high. And if it's going to go to the out, then it's the 30-minute low. If it's going to break out the top. Now for, you can see how this broke down and then started to backtest. This is typically what you would like to see. And you're going to see the move. So that's what you saw today. And the 5-minute came back and tested its 21. So if you were going to be cautious on this, you could have waited for it to break back underneath. And then take that trade, or when it was back testing in here, and again take that trade. You can see where we're putting our stop. It shouldn't come back and get it technically. Now this trade for us was a sloppy trade, but you can see that it did play out. Not too bad for the move. So I would say if you took that trade, that's a more than valid. This is a setup that you could watch and get your hand on quite a bit. Now, really breaking back above the 21 is my hard kind of rule for myself. So you would have taken pretty much a target 2, and that would have gave you a pretty good move. So that was about it for that. Now you might be asking, like, hey, where are we possibly going? Where are things at? Now, for me, what I'm looking for is to see if we're going to get a reclaim back in this area. Again, let's go out to the higher time frame, the 22-hour. This was what we were talking about earlier. You can see it rejected here and then traded back down. Now it's trading back down. This could get some strong wicks down here. It could still, play around, or this could be just a small pullback and reverse. A lot of what if could be, right? So as of right now, yes, I'm looking at more of that bear settlement. Let's go ahead and go into the 4-hour. It was neutral when we first were looking at it. Now it's gone underneath there both. So the 4-hour is definitely more bearish. The 1-hour lost its 21 or 200, and it's underneath its 21, which we saw that trade out through Monday and then traded out through today, and went ahead and went down. Now this market is asking for up pressure, or asking for it to lift. So yeah, be careful. It hasn't got down to where it can really call the push. Now that was because we're also within that range, right, of 90,000. Now we're below it. So now we got to start being a little more cautious and start paying attention. This could just come back and backtest the 90,000 range and then start to trade out. That's what we are having on our radar. That's why I'm just bringing it up with you and looking through some of this. The daily, again, we're underneath that 20 1. So the daily is again bearish because we're underneath the 200 and the 21. Again, I'm just being cautious. It doesn't show that it could go down yet. So be cautious in this area. We do have the 87,000. You kind of have some support down here at around the 85. So it could go lower. It could give you a lot better trade, but definitely be careful because it could start to reverse here and roll around. The 4-hour already is showing you that it's just going to come down here. Could just rotate and start building some strength back up in this zone and then leave. So I'm definitely watching for that myself and being cautious in that area. And I'm not too big on the short idea anymore because it had its chance, didn't take it, and it's pretty much causing compression down the 1 hour, the 4-hour, and the daily now is starting to come and show possible it could build on compression too with that 22-hour. So as that starts to build, I'm going to definitely keep my red flag up and pay attention. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be more on the bullish mentality. Everything is showing exhaustion through this area, and it does look like it wants to push up. And then, of course, like our system that we always trade, it kind of shows you the crystal ball. I know everybody wants that and everybody laughs about that, but the system does kind of give you a short window of time ahead of what the market's kind of do to the point. Just basically doing mathematical equations in the past. So yeah, nothing's ever perfect. It's not going to give you the exact crystal ball idea, but it's giving you pretty strong signs of what things are doing, and the way the levels and the math and everything work out, it's definitely showing more strength to the upside than downside. So until that kind of starts to line back up with the market, I'm going to be definitely leaning in that direction. It proves more success than not. But all right, guys, I will leave you with that. Hopefully you're learning a little bit in this. If you're not, ask questions. I'm not going to go over a ton of stuff constantly, because really what we're doing is recapping the day, showing you trade opportunities, showing how the price action interacted. We have indicators and stuff on the charts we use when the price action is in play, not to enter it. We have our hard lines in the sand, which is support and resistance, and that's what we're really watching. And then we're watching the bigger supply and demand in the space. And here, sitting on the 15-minute, you can see all the higher areas that are highlighted as your higher supply and demand areas, and it is asking for it to come right back up into this 90,000. So again, this is a great time if you're looking at accumulating. What do I know? I'm just some guy talking here, but yeah, if you're looking at accumulating BTC and wanting to get your hands on some potential BTC while it's still fairly cheap, this isn't a bad time to acquire that kind of stuff. So, all right, guys, I will leave you to it, and we'll see you in the next recap. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.